Hi, you're listening to Stretch Street Podcast.
Stretch Street Podcast.
Stretch Street with the energetic EJ.
With the energetic EJ.
With the energetic EJ.
Don't stop listening.
Hello and welcome to another episode on Stretch Street Podcast. This is the energetic EJ and you are welcome. I hope you've had a great week so far and I hope you're looking forward to the weekend. And I hope if you know somebody who has not listened yet, who needs to listen, then please do share this link with them as you listen or watch on YouTube, wherever it is or wherever it is that you consume this content from. Please do well to share with your friends and family. Yes. You know how we do it on Stretch Street Podcast, right? We share what? Stretch stories. Yes. If you're joining us for the first time and you're wondering, what is Stretch Story? Because again, every time I introduce myself to people and I tell them I have a podcast, they're like, oh, what's your podcast about? And I say Stretch Story. They're like, what's that? Well, just for the sake of you who are joining us for the first time today, stretch stories are challenging stories. So basically what we do on Stretch Street Podcast is we document stretch stories. That is the challenging stories of people who have gone through hard times, how they were able to navigate those hard times, but most importantly, the life lessons that they learned through those experiences so that we can inspire you, so that we can remind you that there is such a thing as resilience, there is such a thing as hope, there is such a thing as faith. And if you can hold on to these things, no matter the challenge that you're going through, you're sure to overcome it. It will only take time. And so listening to all of these stories should give you the inspiration to hang on and to keep going because you know it can only get better from here on. So I implore you to invite somebody to listen to this podcast or watch this podcast with you as you do watch today. Today on the show, I have a special guest. All my guests are special, but this one is extra special because she's my sister. Okay, that is me bringing my Niger-ness right there. That's how we do in Nigeria. When you're like excited, you're like, hey, God. Yes, guys. So my guest on the show today is my childhood friend, and it's such a pleasure to finally have her on the show. Today on the show, I'm going to be speaking with my friend. Her name is Esther Ijewere. She's a multi-award-winning journalist, entrepreneur, activist, and brand influencer based in Canada. Yes, you know, we global. Yeah, right. She is passionate about advocacy and counseling on issues centered around women, family values, mental and emotional well-being, and sharing inspiring stories. She's also the founder of Ruby's Inc. initiative for women and children, an umbrella organization that covers several women and girl-related projects, including Work Against Rape, Women of Rubies, Project Capable, and College Acquaintance Rape Education Outreach Program. She has spotlighted over 1,000 women. Did you hear that? Throughout a newspaper column and womenofrubies.com blog. Esther is also the host of Get Talking with Esther, an online talk show anchored by Esther aimed at helping people find their voice and communicate their thoughts through words and promote positivity on social media. She is a mother of 2 amazing girls and mentor to several young women across the globe. I did not see author here, but yes, she is an amazing author. And today we're going to be digging deep into her most recent book. I know that book carries a lot of story and especially stretch stories behind it. And that is what we want to unpack today because it's not every day you see people like writing out of the depth of their heart based on their experiences. And this is what we're going to unpack from this session today. So sit back, relax, grab your cup of tea, your cup of coffee as we get into the conversation today. But before we do that, let us get to meet our guest, the Stretch Street Podcast way. Let's get to meet our guests.
Hi, Ejiro. Thank you so much for that powerful introduction. I almost had to look at myself like, okay, is that me? Okay, yes, it's me. So thank you so much for that. Yes, yes, I'm all that, and beyond that, I'm a child of God, which I always like to put forth when I have sessions like this, because we're here because God is right. So I'm also an author, which of course was not captured in the bio that was sent to you. You know how it is when you have that multi skill set and you're embracing every chapter of it as you go on in life. So yes, I'm very happy to be here today. Thank you so much for inviting
Fantastic.
me on your show. I truly, truly appreciate it.
Awesome. Awesome. Tell us, I mean, already your bio tells us a bit of what you do, right? So we kind of know what you do. Now, tell us, what is your philosophy about life?
Humanity, sowing good seeds in humanity. For me, it's powerful, and that's what I live by. I'm a very, very passionate person. Like, I feel like I have this heavy dose of compassion inside of me. And I've sort of like grounded myself to infuse my energy into that power of humanity. And that's my philosophy, meaning for everywhere and anywhere I find myself, I make sure that every part of me reflects humanity. Now, regardless of my imperfection, because humanity does not mean perfection. When people hear humanity, like, oh, please, no, you're not perfect. You're not supposed to be perfect to be human. You're supposed to be human, but then let people be inspired by your imperfection. So my philosophy of life is for every one of us to reflect humanity in everything we do. Always take other people into consideration. Just stop, step back, and think, how would I feel if this was done to me? And that those moments, I always have it all the time. And it's been my philosophy for many years. And to be honest with you, it's helping me.
Absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love it. Now, tell us one fun thing about you.
I love food. Listen, you see the way that
I
came
was
out? Like I
waiting
couldn't
for
wait.
it.
I love food. Sadly I can't put that in my bio, but it is what it is. I'm a foodie. I
Foodie
like
International.
I eat 10 times a day, and it's not me eating large portions. Meaning, I am that girl who is very, very in tune with African food thing. But in same vein, I'm also sort of like adventurous with mix and match. So I'm a foodie. That's one fun fact. So when I'm not writing, when I am not on my show, when I am not doing what I do with Women of Rubies, you find me in my kitchen experimenting something, just for the fun of it.
I love it. I love it. I mean, it would be nice to travel with you because it means that we are going to explore. Because most times,
Girl,
some of my friends, and I'm like, so why are you traveling, Gogono? Because you will travel and leave your locality or your location and then go somewhere else and you'll be looking for your food. I mean, I understand that you want to be family, you miss your home food, but please
right?
explore. Test every other thing. Last, worst case, you will pour Jabi, but you'll be all right.
That's it. That's
So
it.
yeah, I love to explore, right? And I'm happy that you brought that out. Like I was waiting for it already. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Esther, for being here. Now let us dive into the conversation of the day. I know for a fact that you've been through, right? Being your friend, being your sister, I know that for sure. But of all the challenges, I am curious to know the one that led you to author your latest book. Because again, especially when I saw the cover, when you made that post on Facebook to ask, okay, to suggest, oh, which cover do we prefer? When I saw the other one, I loved it because it was your picture that was there and it had the meditation posture. And you and I know from where we come from
Tell me about it.
that when you are in that kind of posture, there is a lot of question in the background. And of course, I understand the idea also behind it because again, meditation in itself is not a strange act. Or I mean, as children of faith or as people of faith, we know that there's a command for us to even meditate, right? But then we also know that other let me say religion practice it, and they have their versions of it. So, but again, because
Yes.
I don't know, because probably we don't actively engage in it, so we kind of allowed what other people made of it to shape our mindset of what it means. So when you are in that posture of, yoga like kind of posture, it's like, hey, Sister Esther, what's going on here? Right?
What's going on
But
here?
exactly. But for you to have poured your heart into that book, talking about how affirmations have worked for you, I can already imagine the battle that you had to fight and overcome to be able to get here. Tell us your stretch story behind the writing of your recent book, How to Make Affirmation Work for You. Yes, yes, please go ahead.
So, first, I would love to talk about meditation. And that's because a lot of people are not well informed about meditation. Like you said, it's strange where we come from. But when you start searching yourself, when you go on a journey of self awareness, you're going to be open to a lot of approaches to healing. Now, for me, that was the approach I could use for my own healing. Now, what did I need to heal from? Like you said, I've been through it. However, the inspiration behind the book was something that happened to me in 2021. And at a point, I think that was it for me because I was ill. I had fractured my arm and the pain wouldn't go away. I thought it was okay, this is something that would just go. And then I was looking at 2 months, 3 months in chronic body pain.
Pain. Oh.
The pain that wouldn't let you sleep at night. I was battling with insomnia. I couldn't lay on my back. I couldn't lay on this side. This was the ham. So I couldn't say hallelujah.
Wow.
It was that bad. So meaning if I had to stretch, if I have to cook for my kids, they have to do I needed a lot of support. Opening the fridge, opening the freezer, putting stuff on the stove to cook, doing, and all of that. So it drained me emotionally, it drained me physically and psychologically. However, while I was dealing with my own pain, I was still out there on social media, churning out positive content, adding value to humanity, supporting other people when oftentimes I'm just behind the screen, I am in pain.
Pain.
Listen, when I sleep at night and I mistakenly just roll to this side, then I scream out. When you scream and people feel like, oh, what's
What
happening?
happened?
That's yeah, like what's going on with you, right? And it was a period where I just knew in that moment, even despite the fact that I had physiotherapists, supporting me, I had a therapy who was always walking me through the healing process. I knew, and I was also taking high painkillers just to knock me to sleep because the pain
It
was
was too
so
much.
much,
Wow.
too much to bear. Sometimes I would be pacing my apartment at night just because I want to sleep. I would watch movies, nothing was happening. So I said, you know what? Why don't I, venture into something else? Let me try speaking this healing into myself and see if it's going to work. I am a woman of faith. I believe that God is listening to my prayer and it's just a moment of test for me. Maybe God is trying to perfect the healing and it's just taking longer time. However, what can I do to fast track that? What can I do to call on God and let Him realize that my children need me? And I do not want to go on with my life feeling useless to myself. So I started affirmation. I am healed, I am whole, I am healthy. Right. So I started with 21 affirmations and I gave myself a task. I said, I'm going to read these affirmations every morning 21 times. I started with 7 days and said, okay, let me see how I felt with this. And the changes happened in beats. It wasn't the healing itself, the harm. It's my overall well-being. Me just looking forward to every day. I could feel the light around me, just by saying those words. There was a mindset shift from the negative thought of I can't, I don't think I'll get better. And then it moved to yes, I am getting better. Yes, I'll be whole again. I am whole. Right? The stars would align for me. Then I started prophesying to where I am domiciled. The land and earth of Canada will favor me. The land and earth of Canada will favor my healing. It takes a level of self-awareness, like I said. And the thing about affirmation is this: when you start and you dedicate yourself to it, you're going to be open to other channels of affirmation, which is meditation. Right. So I said, what else can I add to this? Because then I had so much light in me. The energy was different. I was just really looking forward to whatever would just keep me happy, make my children see the different version of me every day. And don't also forget, it was lockdown. So it was tough. It was tough. So I just had to, I was homeschooling my kids. So you can imagine everything that I had to juggle all at once, right? Working across two continents, being present for my children, my work suffered a bit here as well. So if I did not find an outlet to keep myself positive, I may
So
have
you
gone
had
into
to.
depression and just gone down spiral. So the only thing I could do is to get out of my own way and help myself. And that was what I did.
Wow.
From affirmation, I moved to meditation. And I started learning different kinds of meditation, the visual meditation, the spoken word meditation. And I chose the one that I was most comfortable with. So when I wake up, because I'm also a very prayerful person, that I can always say that. So my body's already, because of that pain now, my body got used to waking up at a particular time of the night.
Time.
If I ever fall asleep, so I just wake up say like 12 or 2 something or 3 a.m. So I'm like, you know what? I've heard about 3 a.m. prayer as well. Why don't I add this to my daily routine? To say at this hour every day, I am going to wake up, say these affirmations to myself after my prayer, of course, and I will speak kind words to myself just to get my day started. So I would do that first by, meditating, because there are different kinds of meditation. There are meditations where you can speak the words to yourself, just you being silent. Your voice is the only thing that you're focusing on, and the words coming out of your voice, right? And then I found myself lost in the moment, meaning my mind was traveling
It
to
was
a lot of
busy.
things.
Gosh, I know.
The pain was leaving. There was just so much light. So when I would finish after 1 hour, I'm like, what? I've spent 1 hour here in this position. But then it wasn't about the hour, but it was the beauty of the moment. Just by the time I get up from my yoga mat, I feel happy. Then when I have to face my physiotherapy, I'm already in good shape every day. So, I shifted from, oh my God, I'm going to have to lift my hand today to, okay, I'm looking forward to it. Whatever she asks me to do today, whatever the task is today for my healing, I'm looking forward to it. I want to heal myself. I've got to be whole again. So, and then she noticed the change in my attitude towards, the session, because most times I had to have a session of what I needed to do. And she would look at me from, the camera or something. Even when I visited, I was like, Esther, what's good? I'm like, well, I'm trying to help myself because this pain has to go, and I want to compliment the work you're doing. So I often tell her that I want to help the work you're doing. You're trying to help me, but I also need to help
To
myself.
yeah, to even fast track the result
So
that we're looking
that
at.
was, yeah, exactly. So that was what motivated me. Of course, coupled with other things that I've been through, losing myself in marriage at a point, being a single mother, doing it alone, not having enough support system, all of that, and the energy from those experiences was what I poured into that book to say, I am going to write a book about my story, but I won't make it about myself, but it's going to be a gift to the world to say, listen, you can try this. Okay,
Yeah.
just call me a liar. Try it first, right?
And let me
Try.
know.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just try it. I'm telling you, and I always tell people, if you don't believe me, look at my life. And does it look like it's improving? If it doesn't look like it's improving, because I don't measure my own life by material things. I measure it by the lives that I touch.
Impact. Yeah.
And people that I impact, that for me is more than money. So, and the moment I got my healing, I think I've done more since 2021 in terms of features, in terms of write ups and articles, workshops and trainings, even my live shows. So, I carry the light from my healing
And you're
everywhere I go.
sharing it to the
And
world. That
So
is
yeah.
that is so, so, so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Now, what would you say was the deepest challenge, during those seasons that translate into you writing it? And then share with us some of the lessons that this seasons, taught you. I mean, not to say spoiler alerts, for what we're going to expect in the book, but still we want to, deploy some of the life lessons that your journey so far in that direction, through your healing, through the challenges, some of the lessons that life has taught you. So, two questions in one, I'm sorry about that, is what was the
Okay.
most challenging moment? And then what life lessons have you, brought out from this experience?
For me, the most challenging moment was juggling parenthood, motherhood, with every other thing happening in my life. I've got to tell you, people downplay that thing. It is a lot of work, especially during a time the world was on lockdown. That was a challenging period for me. Right, you're locked up in the house. You don't have enough human interaction, but you still had to stay sane. You had to wake up every day and play your part as a mother and look healthy for your children because you don't want to traumatize your children as well. Right. That was challenging. Now, what lessons? The lesson is resilience. You need to have a resilient spirit to fight any battle in life. Any battle at all. You need to have that spirit of, I am going to overcome. Right? So that was one. Secondly, positivity. Attract good vibes. So the energy you give out to the world, the energy you manifest, it comes back to you. So if, for example, you pick up your phone and then you see someone doing well and you're like,
Now only then.
not only that, it might never be you. That's what I tell people. If that is what you keep saying to yourself consistently, then you're not attracting your blessings. So for me, what I had to do is to start tapping into other people's energy, not their story, just that energy to say, oh, okay. Oh, I see someone doing well. God, I'm going to get this someday. Okay, I am going to give another woman an opportunity. So, meaning, while in my pain, the other lesson that I learned was how to fix other people's crown without letting mine fall. Right. Without letting mine fall. Right. And, the ripple effect of that is seen in my work. I just get up every day. I mean, it gives me joy when I am able to showcase people. It's innate. And that's another lesson. People cannot, when I try to explain to people, sometimes they're like, no, God did not give them the vision. Stop explaining. They won't understand. Stop. They
Wow.
won't understand. If Oprah spent all her years explaining to people,
Explaining.
she would never to where she is today. So she woke up every day, did her thing,
She
and it
showed up.
became something. Exactly. So that was another lesson, just pouring into other people, meaning don't let people feel your pain in a way that would make them feel they're not good enough. Because sometimes when we're going through life, we try to pour our pain into other people. So what I did intentionally was to channel my pain into positivity online. These people cannot. These people don't know that I'm lying on one bed, on one side of the bed. They don't see that sometimes I've just got to sit on a spot when the pain comes on me. However, regardless of the pain, I am going to churn out positive energy so that it comes back to me. That was another lesson. How can I use the energy out there to help myself stay sane? So, and the other lesson for me was just building a community and a support system, opening up. So I had to open up
Vulnerability.
first to my family. Yes, open up to my family. I'm like, you know what? This is what I'm dealing with right now. Of course, without trying to scare anybody. People were close to me in my tribe. I'm like, I'm not good at this time. I'm not good. So if I don't respond to your messages, please don't take it personal. My hand is in God's hand right now. I am managing myself. Right. So it's always very important to also communicate with people when you're dealing with something because you don't mind readers. So if, for example, I'm not like responding to a message for like 7 days, that person has a right to think that I'm
What
trying
is
to ghost
going?
them.
You've ghosted them.
Honest. Yeah, like you're ghosting me. I cannot control their thoughts.
Yeah.
However, with the power of communication and being upfront, those moments I would say, I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, I removed my WhatsApp a lot of times. I uninstalled my WhatsApp, meaning If you send the message and it's just hanging,
You will know it's
at
hanging. You
least
have not seen it.
that I did not read and it did not deliver. No one is taking anything personal. So by the time I come on WhatsApp and it's delivered, I'm not having to explain myself to so many people. You understand that, oh, she just read the message, right? So in trying to also be human, be kind, I was learning how to be kind to myself. That was the biggest lesson for me. Being kind to myself, first and foremost. Meaning, my late uncle would always tell me something: Esther, it is better for people to feel offended than for you to offend yourself. When people feel offended, you can say sorry and it's going to go away, especially if you don't inflict any injury on them. But when you offend yourself to please people, you keep depleting your grace and your glory and everything that makes you whole. And by
Wow.
the time you need people, they might not be there because they are already offended. So don't offend yourself. You be human enough, be kind to yourself. People are going to be people. Those who understand are going to understand. Those who don't understand, don't try to change them. So those were just some of the lessons that I learned. And of course, once again, I poured it into my book, different parts of my book. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, those are really, really strong life lessons. And I'm just, curious and eager to read the book. I hope I get to work on the audio version of it.
Yes.
Because I know it's I mean, I know you and I know I feel your vibe, right? So I know that if you say that you've poured your heart into this, it's really going to be heavy, to be weighty for anyone going through challenges right now who are going to read the book and actually apply the principles that you're going to share there from your own experience. So let's talk about how
Yeah.
can people begin to lay their hands on this book, because I saw a post of yours, you have the hardcover, you have the hard copy already. So how can people lay their
Yes.
hands on this book?
So right now it's on Amazon, Seller and Okada Books. The e-version is on Seller and Okada Books, but the paperback right now is on Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
Wherever you are, anywhere in the world, you can pick it up from Amazon. However, for the hard copy for my beloved people in Nigeria, we're going
Nigeria.
to make that link available. Right. We're going to make that, link available as well. Right.
Okay.
Thing is, that's another thing with affirmation. So we didn't expect Amazon to approve my book so early. The publisher still said, it might take 7 days because there's so many things on affirmation on Amazon and they need to like vet and read to make sure that this content is not, looking like another person's book, or you feel what I'm saying, so I had to go through that process and then they approved within, I think it was 48 hours. So
Wow.
I was still hoping that I will tell folks, oh my God, it's going to be ready on my birthday on April 14th, but just to be safe. And then I got the email from the KDP people to say, oh, the book is ready. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Why wait?
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm
Awesome.
having it, but the e-copy is going to be available by April 14th for those who already paid for it, those who
Okay.
pre-ordered from
Pre-order
Seller
it.
and Okada. Yeah, so when they pre-order, it's going to get to them, it is sent to them automatically on April 14th. Yeah.
Happy birthday in advance, our April.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that I was both, April born. So yeah,
Yes.
I'm really, and of course, there are a lot of activities, leading to my
Leading up
birthday.
to the official launch
Yeah,
on your birthday.
because man, I'm so excited.
I know you
To
should
be
be.
honest with you, I am happy, and I'm happy because the last time I wrote a book was 2013. My daughter was just few months. My second daughter was just few months old,
Wow.
and in between those periods, I battled with imposter syndrome. I battled with doubt. So to be able to sit, ground myself, and say, listen. Yes, I've got my newspaper version going on. I have the blog going on. Those are things that I love to. But this one is me
Yes.
sitting to
All of
say I
me.
am taking myself to write
Love it.
and do something for me that will just. And when I held the first copy of my book a couple of days ago, I'm like, yes, the moment I've been waiting for.
I know how
Thank
it
you.
feels.
How,
I know.
how is it going to be spent now? She was a few months old when I wrote the first one. So this is like the new baby in the house. My book is now the new baby in the house. That's what I told my daughters. I
10
said, you've been
years
asking
later.
mommy. I said, listen, this is the new baby in the house. So you guys get your copies. I gave them one copy each. And they also have the task of reading their affirmations to me every morning. So we are all into the whole affirmation thing in my family. I'm not just coming out the ideas to the world. I am starting from my home, making
Yeah.
sure that my children possess the words that I'm preaching out there.
And yeah, I hope they will get to review your book. So that would be nice for us to see.
Oh,
Like
yes.
your kids reviewing the
I,
book.
yeah,
Yeah,
especially my first
proud
daughter.
mom moments.
My sister. These children, we just have to lay good, examples for them. I tell people all the time, the world is so digital now that make sure you give your children good bragging rights online. Their
Absolutely.
friends are going to check you up. The parents of those friends are going to check you up. They won't consult with you before they check you up. Your
True.
daughters, your children want to go greet somebody that really checking your Facebook. Is this person a person that drags people? Who are we inviting into our home? But a lot of people are not even
They
now.
don't think that way.
Because, yes, yes. Even when your daughters want to get married, people are going to look at your Facebook page. Yes, I tell people it's going to happen because you
True.
can be coming
True.
as good in law. Hi, hi. Or you spent your early years making other people miserable.
It's waiting for
Let
you.
us.
And the internet will never forget.
Ehen. So it's also part of the affirmation when you ground yourself in light with good thought towards yourself and other people,
It
it is
comes back.
going to be hard. No, when you ground yourself in light, yeah, it's going to come back, but it's going to be hard for you to be inhuman. I tell people you cannot affirm daily, meditate, pray,
And have bad
and
belly.
have your spirit is going to be conflicted so that if you get bloated tummy self, no, what's happen, right? So I mean, we just have to stay good. We just have to be good
Absolutely.
out there and make sure
Absolutely.
that our name, like Fela Drotoye told me many years ago, Esther, make sure your name is the solution to the problems you solve in the world. I held on to that tight. Make sure that when people Google your name, it is a solution to something you're solving. Right. Just like when I Google your own name now, my sister, and I'm seeing podcasts, I'm seeing writing, I'm seeing all of the beauty of what you do. That is the kind of word we all should advocate for, not that
Absolutely.
posts on Facebook and dragging people.
We are not of the draggers, no. We are of the uplifters. We uplift,
Yes.
we inspire,
Yes.
we
And like
impact.
I said, for those who don't know, because this is going to be watched by people, we grew up in a 𝐤𝐿𝐵, meaning people like us. In fact, I'm going to release a video on my timeline soon about the 𝐤𝐿𝐵.
Hey.
Listen, when you grow up in certain parts of Lagos, people don't expect so much from you. It's now up to you to outlive their thoughts and that mindset. So to anyone who is going to listen, you're watching two women who grew up in 𝐤𝐵 Ìkọ̀tún.
𝐸degwe to Alimosho local government.
School, listen, the school in that area, meaning the school was close proximity, like the proximity of the school to our homes, walking distance. So when you have that community, blessing, I call it a blessing from your childhood, it is very hard for you to grow up and be nasty, except you reborn yourself to be a nasty person. For me, I'm just saying this to say my background also shaped me. Because every time I look back, those days we would walk from St. Saviour's to our different homes. We are working in group. We are gisting, talking about what I can't even remember now. But I know I remember that those gists were the things that would just ginger us because we are walking from one end of 𝐤𝐵 to like the
To
last
the,
bus stop.
I know, right? Wow.
And now I look back, I'm like, wait, why didn't we get tired? Because now for some of us now we walk from there to there, we are tired. But those periods we are going to that long stretch, just like the name of your podcast, with that stretch of the walk, we did it
Yeah.
with
With
and
joy.
pleasure. And here we are today. So I'm just telling people that your background, it does play a very crucial role, but do not live with the limitations of your background
True.
because then you are just looking for an excuse not to be successful.
Wow. Gosh,
Just
guys.
saying.
Guys, this episode is packed full of nuggets from Esther's experience. And in fact, if we wanted to dedicate another episode to reliving our childhood, you guys will make it a live session so that it can be long
Yes.
because you're going to
We need to have a live session soon. I think part of my book, in fact, now that you mention it, we need to have a live session. And I think we would look for other people that grew up in the Jaguar as well. Maybe like two
Oh
of
my
us on the show,
god.
sharing
That would be
banters of,
awesome.
yes, yes, I'm going to look for one person, maybe Olamide that works in Sound City if he's available,
That would
or
be
someone else.
awesome.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
we need those memories. So people don't
Awesome.
think. Someone wrote an article one time and they said I live in Lekki. I'm like, girl, you better change that. She
You
said it's
better
luxury life. Luxury with people know me. There are people who know me in real life.
exactly. My God. They will come into comment section. Isn't that Esther Ijewere that stays down? What's that our bus stop again? Papa,
Community road.
Papa. What's that?
Community road. Papa, yes, ma'am. Yeah, Papa.
Papa
No,
bus
yes,
stop.
I know. Papa bus. Yes. What in the world is Papa?
Oh my God.
Ah,
Oh Lord
NGO.
Jesus.
Listen, we must blow in a good way.
In a
People
good
don't get
way.
it. See that Papa bus stop to where you were living down that's
Uh,
down
down
Papa
that road. Yeah.
that road.
I
That
think
end
yeah.
of the road though.
End of the road, man. Wow.
Lafunke, or what do they call that place?
Wow.
Like from the junction and we walk every day. Every day.
Man,
So
let's not go there.
I hope
Memories. Let's not go there. Memories. My goodness. My goodness. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah.
your mommy's good food. We would have camped in Ejiro's mom's at the apartment. Among that, the smell of the Igbo food, the soup. Oh the Lord, I
Yes.
remember those things and the eba.
Man.
Go and then you just sit down and you don't chop before you go back to your own house. I don't know
Gosh.
how people lose their childhood memory because when I see people and they say, "Oh no, I can't remember," I'm like, "Girl, you can't
Eh,
remember what? Where did you
I
go?"
think no. I think for that one, it's there are many reasons to it. Sometimes it's trauma. And so they kind of let me speak for myself. I did that
Yes.
because there are parts of my life that I can't even remember. And that I'm sure that maybe if I go through maybe thick therapy, like real this therapy they call it hypnosis, I could tap into those times. But like I know I purposely locked them out because I don't want to remember them. So it's possible.
Oh, that's different. I'm talking about trauma. You lock them out. I have things that I blank out from too. Believe me, there are parts of my marriage, for example, and even my childhood I don't like to remember. But I'm speaking from a place of people who do it to fake it. So you
Well,
place, and it's obvious you live in a place, but because of your present,
you
I have an
discount, yeah,
example
you're
of
not proud
somebody
of the
that went
past.
to, yeah, that went to Olabisi Obanjo University with me. So I tagged her on a post where I just remembered the school. Oh, my friend. So she untagged herself and then she came inbox and said, please, please, please. Now I'm something African study in Oxford. I don't want
Does
that
it
part
change
of
the
me
fact
to
that you went to Osu?
I said, no
Was it
problem.
not the Osu result that you used to enter the whatever Oxford
I
you
care.
went to?
I said, no
Anyways,
wahala
it is
now.
well.
When she now saw that they were sharing blessing of something recently, she said, Star, come and add my name that I said, oh, no, you don't go sooner.
Uh-uh.
Don't forget. You don't go school. No, we lock that part. You lock up. You don't go school. No, hold your Oxford. All this
Oh my
kakalakala thing.
goodness. Oh
So,
my
I
goodness.
mean,
Well,
it's
I
very
think
important. I think it plays a huge role.
yeah, just it's just about, knowing, accepting where you're from. And you've changed the story
Yeah.
already. So why be bothered about how you started? How you started,
People don't
this is where
get it.
you are
That I
today.
can't.
It's like this is where I'm coming from. Again, that's even the story. That's even the inspiration for other people that might be currently where you started from. So giving them like a picture of this is possible even though you're here now.
Mm-hmm.
It is inspiration. So
Mm-hmm.
I see no reasons why anybody should, but again, it's still at a level of consciousness. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to stick to who we have. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just gonna stick to who I am. The
Absolutely.
truth is, we talked about 𝐀𝐻𝐿 today, and I feel good just remembering those
Oh
moments
yes. Ah, Ijegu is
that
sweet. Ah.
we don't even want to talk about our school. Let's even not go there.
You know what? Let's not go there. Guys, follow us on social media. Follow myself and Esther on social media. I'm going to leave links in the description of this podcast so that you can see the work that we do on our platforms, but also to keep an eye out for when we're going to do our collaborations together, going live and reliving
Yes,
this amazing beginning, humble beginning. They were really humble. I
yes,
kid you not. Humble beginnings, and how we've worked our way to where we are today, and all glory to God. Thank you so much,
God,
Esther, for
you
not
for having me.
keeping your healing to yourself, but using it as a tool, as a means of reaching other people and helping other people heal. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best in the distribution of this work. Of course, we are here to support, to push it, to let many people have copies of it. I mean, your book should be in the library in Dubai. So let's say, I don't know when next they're going to have the book signing event.
Is
I'll
there
let you
Amazon
know so you
in
can
Dubai?
get. Oh, there is Amazon in Dubai. We can order from Amazon. Yeah. But let's see how we can get your books to the library. So because the library is
I'd appreciate
amazing.
it.
It's yeah, so that is there. Anybody is visiting, you can always tell them like, hey, visit this library. Go read my book or something, and then yeah. But thank you so much. It's been a pleasure
Thank you. So
chatting. I wish we could go on. Oh, if we enter this going and reliving the past, we will not
we don't
live
go
here
come up
today.
here
But
today.
we're going to do that another time. And we're going to do that on our
Yes,
social media
yes,
handles. So please follow us so that you catch on and come and hear the sweet gist. Well, it's not going to be all sweet. It will be sweet, sour, bitter, but it will end sweetly because we are grateful for where we
yes,
are today. Thank you so much. Till
yes.
I come your way again next week with another episode on the Stretch Street podcast. Remember, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. If you're not following us wherever you're listening to the podcast on, please do that. And also, you can support the work that I do here, right? By buying me a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee for just about $5. I'll leave the link here. You see support, buy me a coffee. Please buy me a coffee so that I can keep, making this production better. I want to make it better, right? But it's going to cost something. So I would love your support to do that. Okay. So till I come here again next week with another story to inspire you, to let you know that there's such a thing as resilience, hope, faith, and to know that no matter the challenge that you're currently going through, it can only get better. There's always hope. There's always help available for you. So keep hope alive and stretch, but don't snap. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.